Russell Brand.
Russell
Controversial
Brand.
conspiracy theorist.
Trying to bring real journalism to the American people.
Hello, you Awakening Wonders. Thanks so much for joining me today for Stay Free with Russell Brand. So much to discuss. Musk, Trump, war of words reignited. The big, beautiful bill seeming to drive an irreconcilable wedge between them. Musk saying he will support candidates that want to reduce the American deficit in primaries. Trump saying he will oppose them. Let me know in the comments and chat right now which side of this divide you fall upon. Are you an Elon Musk American or a Donald Trump American? Can you even conceptualize trillions of dollars of debt? Can you hold that in your mind? I'm going to level with you. I cannot. I can't. I actually don't understand debt at all, or money, or on some days, basic morality. But thankfully, I don't have to understand it. All I have to do is surrender to God. We've got a lot of things to talk about, man. I've got a brilliant clip of Peter Thiel talking about global government as the Antichrist. In my country, BlackRock are trying to take over farming. Women are planning to have sex with robots, is what I'm hearing. I mean, there's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot. It's been an incredible 24 hours for Donald Trump. Wherever you're watching us, X, YouTube, this is the kind of stuff we'll be discussing. So if you're watching us on YouTube, click the link in the description. This is really our only chance to oppose globalism and the centralization of extraordinary authority. X, man, whatever you think of Elon Musk, he's done a fantastic job of ensuring that one platform at least remained a free speech bastion, and we can tell you with personal experience and great authority granted to us that Rumble cares a lot about free speech. So join us over on Rumble and get Rumble Premium. Thanks Timcast for the raid. If you're over here from Timcast, tell us what you want to talk about, guys. We're talking about globalization and a new level of surveillance and demonic authority being asserted through technology that Peter Thiel himself is talking about. We got that coming up. Listen to this post on X from someone called Ron Filipowski. In the past 24 hours, Trump's threatened Elon Musk, Thomas Massey, Japan, a judge in Israel, the CEO of AT&T, Jerome Powell, Canada, Tom Tillis, a Forbes reporter, Harvard, and migrants with being eaten by Burmese pythons in the Everglades, while releasing a new line of colognes. And we'll be talking about those colognes, smelling a Trump a little later. Big beautiful bill passed. Chuck Schumer is a douchebag. I'm a Christian nationalist. Trump's too cozy with Israel, says Solid Steel. Dean, S&J, just about having a back and forth row with someone. If you're watching us over on Locals, hello, my beloved darlings. If you're watching us on X, get over to Rumble. If you're watching us on YouTube, get over to Rumble and be with us in our cozy little revolutionary, radical environment. Let's have a look at these colognes. Look at that. A glorious gold statue of your man. Victory 45-47, because they're all about winning, strength, success for men and women. Get yourself a bottle and don't forget to get one for your loved ones too. Enjoy, have fun, and keep winning. Have we ever had a sitting president releasing aromas? Obviously, Joe Biden was releasing them pretty regularly from his anus, but not as a product, more as a mistake. Barack Obama waited till he left office before doing them sort of apocalyptic Netflix documentaries. How do you feel about a sitting president engaged in commerce? Do you care? Do you not really care? Let's have a look at this. This is a bit of promo for it.
Fragrances are here. They make a great Christmas present. I've named them Fight, Fight, Fight because they represent winning. We all want to be winning. We have to win as a nation. We want to win as a family. This fragrance is...
Somehow, no matter what he does, I continue to quite like him on a personal level. Jake, would you like some of that aroma bottled up, squirted at you, right into the beard?
I'm not a big cologne person, but I think it's amazing. Just he has colognes.
It's bold.
Why not?
Have colognes. Have colognes. What was the other thing? There's them trainers, sneakers in your language. You like to douse yourself in a gorgeous Trump cologne, Isaac?
I don't think so.
I don't really wear colognes. I prefer to let loose the old foreign pheromones themselves. Let them do their work out there. If you were out here, if you were in this glorious redneck Riviera with us, you'd be able to smell the sweetness of just three men toiling to bring you free speech. The UK and the US are the best of friends on a good day. What's going on in my crazy nation? Who's the greatest living Englishman? Let me know in the comments and chat. Say me, otherwise I'll be offended. Here, Piers Morgan, the British journalist and broadcaster, has chatted to your very own Jake Paul, and it seems they have some kind of set too. Paul Schober, all Russell needs is his natural musk. That natural musk has got me into a lot of trouble. I was releasing them spores and pheromones throughout the world, thinking I was a giddy representative of a pagan and hedonistic age, but it turns out the wind changes, and if you speak too freely, and if you explicitly state that no global authority, no national authority, no commercial or corporate authority should ever be placed ahead of God, that no one should be subjugated, and that there is a path for all of us to redemption through Christ. You start saying that stuff, my word, they'll load up against you. Let's have a look at Jake Paul and Piers Morgan getting it on.
Fragrances are here. They make a great Christmas present.
I just can't stop advertising this. I'm going to get some. I won't wear it. My mate Joe, beloved Joe, he likes a fragrance. Like a lot of chauffeurs will wear a musk, because I think it's because they've got someone climbing into their environment. They've got someone literally around the back of them, hanging out the back of them. And I don't think people like it, so I think they like to have like a nice aroma on them.
Makes the nostrils burn a little bit, you know, sometimes if it's too...
I like the sweet smells of nature myself, Jake. I don't like to have the snout invaded. Let me know what you guys think. I reckon that Trump aroma, what's it going to smell of? You know when you're sort of like in a sports locker room, a sort of a potent nut bag. Steve Coco says, it smells like Bigfoot's dick. That's an Anchorman quote right there. White male platypus, oh, Tommy Robinson. If ever a man in the UK should have a fragrance, it's Tommy Robinson. Tommy, come on the show, mate. We want to talk. I'm really keen to talk about, like, this is the conversation I want to have, with all of the great work Tommy Robinson's done pushing for this inquiry into rape gangs in the UK. How do we reconcile the fact that right now the UK has a strong Muslim population, the vast majority of whom are great British people who deserve to be treated with respect? Even if you don't like the religion of Islam, even if you don't, then, you gotta find a way to get these communities to come together. Fuck your king of Jewish wholesalers in the arse. Oh my God. I'm not going to read any more of Polish's comments out. I don't even fully understand that, but it was so offensive. It was very, very offensive. Let's have a look at... Come on, I want to see Jake Paul walking out of an interview with Piers Morgan.
I'm a killer. I get in the ring with the best people, and you get...
Interesting that he's elected to wear that sombrero for the interview, isn't it? I like Jake Paul. I bet Jake... I mean, he looks pretty good at fighting. Whenever I've seen him fight, he looks... didn't he? He beat up and albeit... elderly.
A little bit older.
Mike Tyson.
A little bit older. He likes to fight the older
The elderly.
folks.
Fight the elderly.
Yeah.
What about when Shane Gillis said that Joe Biden's the only president you could punch assassinate? Jake Paul could punch assassinate Biden. And what kind of musk would he release? Russell reads more troll comments than real people comments. No, I don't. I try and keep a good balance.
Best people, and you get in the ring with a guy who's 50, he's literally nearly as old as me. The only proper boxer you fought was Tommy Fury, and he beat you.
Fought multiple boxers with professional records, including Mike Tyson himself.
Peak Tyson, you wouldn't have lasted 10 seconds.
And you versus going to the gym, you're still a fat ass. We can make up hypotheticals. You should go to the gym. If you went to the gym,
I've been twice this week. You
don't think I can be Mike Tyson. I don't think you go to the gym.
I think you're a great YouTuber.
You think that your opinion matters.
Well, why are you doing my show if it doesn't?
Oh, I'm just taking your audience to sell pay-per-views. I don't give a fuck about your show. You dumbass. This is a fucking business enterprise.
Cheers, Jake. Really enjoyed that.
Well, I don't know that was the best example of human interaction that I've ever seen. Independent media in general, I think, is pretty fantastic. It gives a voice to so many new communities and ensures that the centralized control of legacy media has been punctured and is maybe even fatally wounded. But do we have a responsibility to ensure that love and beauty is a significant part of what we stream? Let me know in the comments and chat. We've got some brilliant stuff coming up. Charlie Kirk debates fundamental differences between men and women. I'm really interested to look at that in a few seconds. We're going to be looking in depth at the Trump-Musk spat. We're looking at Florida alligator Alcatraz. Alligator Alcatraz. You know about that, you guys? You're nodding enthusiastically. Oh, yeah. Alligator Alcatraz, we're going to be looking at that. And we're going to be looking at Benny Johnson's AOC digs. He's saying that she ain't just Alexandra from the Bronx, you know? It's going to be pretty good. All right, let me have a look at this, though. First of all, Pedro Pascal might be a homosexual. I don't know. I mean, this is this is things that people are saying.
Would that make you love me? Oh, would that make you love me? More. Would that make you love me? More. Would that make you love me?
There you go. There you go.
Is that for cologne? Is that a cologne commercial?
It could be, couldn't it? Everything's a cologne commercial. Everything is a total commodification. Everything is some sort of aroma that you could splash on your nut bag.
They never asked you to do one of those? Like how, you know, those like real intense cologne commercials where you swim in the water and stuff?
No, it's a shame because I could do it now that I've got through the pressure diet.
We need an ad. We need to make an ad. Does anyone want to advertise cologne on our show?
Let's see. I say that we make our own colognes in our own gonads. Now, let's have a look at Charlie Kirk. He's debating feminists about the fundamental differences between men and women. The main story we'll be talking about today will be the Musk-Trump spat, the true nature of power, whether this whole thing is an engineered and orchestrated ruse to distract people, a kind of bait and switch, or do you see the way I see it? Through the Kubrickian lens of Dr. Strangelove, that human beings are flawed and fallible, broken, that no one individual, whether it's a tech billionaire, genius, or a president made for times like these that needs a rhino hide and an entrepreneurial mind, still, nevertheless, he's a human being, flawed, fallen, broken, in need of salvation. We'll be looking a little later at Peter Thiel's recent interview with the New York Times, where he says he fears the Antichrist. And by his reckoning and mine, the Antichrist will come in the form of a one world government. Is the Antichrist presumably he is the Antichrist. Is the Antichrist going to have a penis? I'm assuming a scaly, evil, translucent one. Let's have a look at Charlie Kirk dating the all-important differences between men and women, I think, with some feminists. Check it.
If I sit down with men, what do they always talk about?
Oh, that's not feminist. Hey, let's pause on the tape. That's not a feminist. God love her. That she's wearing a First World War sort of German, I'd call that a kind of Kaiser Wilhelm style bonnet there. Let's see what goes on with these two.
They talk about macro concepts, big things, stock market, sports, things that.
How's he debating with these young ladies? Like, and I don't want to cast aspersions, but I'm assessing from the cleavage that these women are not in academia.
Sports, things that are very, like let's just say bigger than individual. Women, if you sit down, they'll talk a lot about conversations.
He's on a podcast called Whatever, that's like a young women's podcast where they talk about whatever. Join us on Whatever this week, where we'll be talking to Charlie Kirk.
Conversations or relationships, their kids, very micro. One of the reasons why men and women brains are different, and they continue to be different, is there's different skill sets, and I think we can all acknowledge that.
The way that you frame it is like, oh, women are awesome at like small talk and like sewing or whatever, and then men are just awesome at like the stock market and being CEOs. Let me ask. If you're going to talk about like representation being the thing that lets you know that, oh, men are obviously smarter.
I never said smarter. I said different. My wife does things with my child that I can't even dream of doing, such as having an intuition, compassion, empathy. She can operate on 30 minutes of sleep. I need 8 hours. Women have a different giftedness, I believe, given by God that is completely different than men. I never said smarter. In fact, a woman's intuition is far better than my intuition. I trust my wife's gut when it comes to people, when it comes to relationships, and she leans on me for, investments or politics. We are given different gifting. Now, with that being said, some women have a gifting in that direction. Those are the exception, though.
That's very interesting from Charlie Kirk. Let me know what you think in the Rumble comments. Do you think that the distinctions between men and women are as clear and as obvious as Charlie Kirk points out. He said towards the end of it that there's like a bell curve, that some women have those abilities, but those women are the exception. What I would say when it comes to matters of raw political power is that political power is not from Eden. In a recent sermon that I attended, the pastor said we were made for Eden, that we live in exile here, something that's clear from Scripture, but I just heard it in a sermon recently and it kind of really landed on me. Why is it we feel so uncomfortable, so restless, so helpless, so hopeless and homeless here? It's because we're in exile, that we were made for Eden. And so men having adapted to these systems, which I regard as actually primarily satanic, can't be an expression of our nature unless men evolve. And I would say that that's probably at odds with Charlie Kirk, who Charlie Kirk's perspective. I'm assuming Charlie Kirk, I know Charlie Kirk is a Christian and a very well-informed and educated Christian. What I feel is that we want to live in a world, in a culture that's an expression of our higher nature. We can only achieve and access our higher nature through Christ, through owning and acknowledging our fallenness and turning to him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and chat about that. I'm appearing at Turning Point, Charlie Kirk's event. He started that Turning Point, huh? I'm going there. And let me know what you guys think, or if you're going to that. Turning Point's obviously a Republican and right-wing organization, but I'm going because I want to hang out with these people, see what's going on, learn a little bit about it. Okay, you lot, this is an interesting story. A bunch of 5th grade girls were arrested for plotting to murder a little boy and making it look like he took his own life. I mean, I'm terrified to look at that story. We'll be looking at it in a moment. Before that, though, if you don't have Rumble Premium yet, get Rumble Premium now. And here's a quick message from one of our partners. Free speech is under attack, Jack, but Rumble refuses to take it lying down. Rumble is farting out the fierce cock of authoritarianism and clamping shut the butt cheeks of free speech, baby. We've always believed in empowering voices, no matter how unpopular, and now we're taking that fight to the next level. When major advertisers conspire to pull their dollary dues, even brands like Dunkin' Donuts turn their back, claiming Rumble had a right-wing culture. But we're not here to fit a mold. We're here to defend free expression. How dare you? How dare you? Just look at some of these comments. Keep it going, Russell. Great stuff. That is from Benito Mussolini. Well done, Russell. Magnificent. I loved your take on Israel. And that's from Mr. Goebbels. There is no right-wing culture here on Rumble. To strengthen this mission, we're excited to offer Rumble Premium, a completely ad-free experience, except ironically, sometimes I do record the ads on Rumble Premium, but you get a behind-the-scenes glimpse. Give us a glimpse, 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 give us a glimpse. Ooh-wee! A completely ad-free experience with exclusive benefits. We're friends, but with benefits. Not benefits like that, Greta Thunberg, if that's your real name.
Greta Thunberg.
Which I doubt. Content from creators like Russell Brand. Yo, I'm that dude. Dr. Disrespect. Are you even a real doctor? Tim Cast. And the Mug Club with Crowder. It's more than a subscription. It's a stand for free speech. Your voice matters. For a limited time, you can get $10 off an annual plan using the Rumble code BRAND. Now, I do want you to do that because my contract is up for renewal and it would really help me. So go get it right now. Visit rumble.com/premium/brand and claim your discount today. Together we can turn the tide, whether you join Rumble Premium or simply keep watching. Your support helps keep free speech alive. And with free speech, we can be free together. Subscribe to Rumble now. Hey! Okay then. So this is it, guys. Are we going to just let the world fall apart around us? Do we even have any authority or power to prevent such a thing happening if it's the will of God? Are we going to intervene in a spat between the world's most important and powerful men. Would you even agree with that assessment? Are Trump and Musk the most important and powerful men in the world? Do we even have to make a choice? Is there a choice emerging that goes beyond the worship of false idols and the acceptance of our current systems? Is there a possibility that the technology that's currently being used to create an antichrist global system of domination could be inverted, flipped to grant us maximal personal sovereignty, under him, under God? This is stuff that we're going to be discussing over the next hour. If you ain't got Rumble Premium yet, get Rumble Premium now, because the world needs to change fast, and in order to achieve that, we need to have open, free, clear conversations, because a world in which little girls plot Scooby-Doo style, but like a weird, nefarious and evil Scooby-Doo, to kill a boy and make it look like suicide is a world in need of radical change.
New details about a murder plot thought up by fifth-grade girls at a West Valley school. The girls accused of planning to stab their classmate and to try to make it look like a suicide.
12 News journalist Gabriella Becerra is live in Surprise with the latest on this case. This is just unbelievable, Gabriella.
It is, Tram and Troy, and according to the Surprise police report, one of the suspects allegedly had just broken up with the boy they were targeting. Some of the suspects told officers they didn't think they were going to go through with this plan, and they were too scared to tell an adult what was going on. A conversation between 4 fifth-grade girls at recess turned into a criminal investigation. According to a newly obtained police report, the girls are accused of plotting to kill their classmate at Legacy Traditional School in West Surprise by luring him into an outside bathroom and stabbing him in the stomach. Quote, "Just end him," is what they allegedly agreed upon while sitting at a lunch table on October 1st, 2024. Each of the girls had a role in the plan, which included wearing gloves to hide fingerprints, forging a suicide note, and having lookouts. The plan didn't pan out because another classmate overheard their conversation and told her.
So there'll be loads of reasons why that plan didn't pan out, because they're little children. It's not going to just be fingerprints that's the issue. The suicide note's going to be ineligible. It's going to be in the wrong handwriting. I don't know. Probably these are the kind of stories. It's a bit like that Tommy Robinson documentary, in fact, that we're doing in our watch along. You should watch the second part of that with us this Thursday. Let me know in the comments and chat if you were one of the thousands of people that joined us for that watch along. Amazing. It's one of the reasons why I'm so keen to get Tommy Robinson on this podcast, in fact, because he's had such an impact on the rape gang inquiry in the UK, and it shows how malleable politics is, that they have to respond to us when we unite and unify. Obviously, my personal interest is ensuring that Britain doesn't descend into a climate of hatred, race baiting and constant conflict, although many would argue that's what's happening right now. Anyway, his documentary centred on a playground spat where like a Syrian refugee lad and a British indigenous white lad had a fight, and it got turned into an international incident and exploited by various sources on the right and left. That happens all the time. We're all used to that. Yesterday, when we were talking about Glastonbury, if you had a look at our video on that event yesterday, when Bob Villan, a kind of drill punk artist from the UK, said, "Kill the IDF," loads of people like on the left will jump on it. Loads of people on the right will jump on it. We just live in this continual blizzard of opinion now. And that's why I believe we have to turn away from contemporary reflection and opining and to the deep truths of Scripture. Recognize the fundamental fact that we survive by grace, that we require faith, and that we have to repent. That if you make this world your God, this world will fail you and you will fail. This is a chance for radical reevaluation and redemption. Let me know what you think about that in the comments and chat. Let's have a look at the rest of this crazy thing.
And told her parent and the school resource officer. The arresting officer notes 3 of the girls and their families appeared remorseful and apologized, but one girl smiled, laughed, and made excuses.
In 5th grade, you're starting to really put a lot of emphasis and care about what your peers think about you.
Child and adolescent psychiatrist Dr. Mark Anderson tells me this time in a child's life can be difficult, as they're susceptible to challenges of peer pressure and they still don't fully know right from wrong.
Pay attention to potential warning signs, and if you're seeing that there might be an issue, then and you don't know what to do, there are doctors like myself. There are a lot of people in the community that are here to help parents, to help families, and to help the kids.
And a spokesperson for Legacy Traditional Schools tells me the safety and well-being of their students is their top priority and that they acted immediately and appropriate with the help of law enforcement on this matter from last year. I also talked to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, who tells me misdemeanor charges were referred to them last year, and this case has since been adjudicated. Live in Surprise, Gabriella Becerra, 12 News.
Okay, well, for me, that's just the amplification and exaggeration of a schoolyard spat, but it does provide you with a bit of a window and an insight into the failure of our culture. Now, on the front line, the top of the bill, the main bout, it's Musk v. Trump. When they came together, it was moida. It was exciting. It changed the political landscape. In retrospect, how significant was the alliance between Musk and Trump for Trump's second election as 47? Was it more important than Vivek Ramaswamy or Tulsi Gabbard or RFK or the endorsement of Tucker Carlson or the interview with Joe Rogan? There were so many factors that came together. Is the fact that J.D. Vance, sort of a fine, self-made, autodidact, although Harvard-educated Catholic, is his VP? Let me know what you think in the comments and chat. What seems to be happening now is the breakdown, not just of that alliance, but the breakdown of the optimism that took Trump into office, the belief that everything will be okay if you just have the right person in the Oval Office. You know what I think, and it's maybe similar to what you think. The systems and institutions themselves are in need of such a radical reevaluation that it don't matter how you rearrange the furniture within them. Later in the show, we'll be talking about AOC and her self-mythologizing. We'll be talking about the Democrat Party, how it's falling apart and devouring itself. We'll talk about the emergence of figures like Mamdani, the resurgent communist threat, are alive and well in New York City. What I'd like you to focus on here is the fact that Trump and Musk are opposing each other within existing political institutions. Trump saying he's going to back people that are pro the big beautiful bill against anyone that resists it. Musk saying the reverse. Both of them claiming that they have the American population on their side. If you're watching us on YouTube, click the link in the description. Join us over on Rumble right now to talk about this. If you're on Locals, let me know what you think about this story and what side in general you land upon. And let me know in the X chat as well. We'll be with you if you're watching us on X for a little while, but we want you ultimately to join us over on Rumble. Let's see what Trump's posting about this conversation. This is Musk's post. Every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their heads in shame. And they will lose their primary next year if it's the last thing I do on this earth. Them's big words. That's pretty extraordinary, isn't it? Now,